And it numbers Hollywood actors such as Tom Cruise and John Travolta amongst its supporters. But the Church of Scientology continues to face criticism about its practices. Well, the BBC's Panorama programme has been to Los Angeles to investigate some of the more sinister allegations made about the religion.
But in the course of the filming, the programme's reporter John Sweeney somewhat lost his temper with one member of the church, and that footage has now been posted on the YouTube website. Let's have a look.
Okay.
What evidence, Sean Lonsdale, do you have that people have been tortured?
Oh, Tommy,
you didn't do that.
Right, no, hold a second,
So
Tommy. No, stop there, Tommy.
No, I'm not stopping here. You listen to me for a second.
No.
You're accusing members of my religion of engaging in brainwashing.
No, Tommy, you stop now!
Brainwashing is
No,
a
listen
crime.
to me! You were
Brainwashing
not
is a
there
crime.
at the beginning
It's a
of that
crime.
interview!
Brainwashing
You
is
were
a
not
crime.
there! You
Brainwashing
did not
is a
hear
crime.
or record
Brainwashing
all of
is a
the
crime.
interview! Do you understand?
Brainwashing is a
Did
crime
you
against
understand?
humanity.
You are quoting the second half of the interview,
of
not
engaging
the
in a
first
crime.
half!
If
You
you're gonna
cannot
accuse us-
assert what you're saying! Now, do you listen to me?
Someone exercised John Sweeney there from Panorama.
Yes, talking to the spokesperson for the Church of Scientology, Tommy Davis. Well, the editor of Panorama, Sandy Smith, has joined us. Hello to you, Sandy.
Morning.
What happened?
It's not songs of praise, is it?
No.
John had been shown an exhibition called the Industry of Death exhibition. Scientologists believe that all psychiatry should be eradicated. It was responsible for the Holocaust. It's evil in every form. Now, one people might have some sympathy about psychiatric drugs and that controversy. This goes way beyond that. Like everything to do with Scientology, it is absolute. And in that exhibition, John had seen needles being pushed into children's eyes. He'd seen sort of torture imagery, all of which the Scientologists say is legitimate imagery. He'd been working, talking to Scientologists and ex-Scientologists all week. They'd been dogging his every step. They'd been following him. They'd been interrupting interviews that he'd been doing. At one point, he interviewed a man, and the Scientologist spokesman turned up unannounced in the middle of a car park, waving the man's crime sheet, saying, "Why are you interviewing a pervert? Here's his rap sheet. He's a pervert." So very quickly, there'd been two stag beetles locked, if you liked, and it all came to a head at this exhibition when the spokesman accused John of going too soft on this other interviewee, and John completely lost it in a way which I don't condone. We're not showing that clip to promote the programme because we're proud of it. We're showing it because it's been on YouTube. The BBC's been criticised for it. And, you know, we don't want to hide it. I'm very disappointed with John. He's disappointed. But when you see the programme tonight at 8:30, in what goes before and what comes after, you see a portrait of an extraordinary organisation which says it does so much good work in the field of drugs and human rights and will not accept any criticism about it whatsoever. It's not a question of calling it a cult. It's just a question of, you know, when a judge describes it as being corrupt, sinister and evil in the UK, to them that's never happened. So they have no way of dealing with any kind of criticism at all. And as you go in as a journalist to try and deal with that, it's explosive. And I'm dealing with a situation in which the Church of Scientology has released a video to all MPs and peers accusing Panorama of staging a demonstration outside one of their offices in London and making a death threat. They call it a terrorist death threat against Scientologists. The BBC accused of terrorism. So
OK, Sandy, we've seen that outburst from John Sweeney. Let's just have another look at another part of the programme. This is where John was trying to interview Tommy Davis, who's a spokesman for the Church of Scientology.
Some people say it's a sinister cult. Now, L. Ron Hubbard, some people say that he's a fantasist and a liar.
I want to just go back to this. You see, I would just like to, and I hope somebody is shooting this. Okay, good.
Right, there's actually, to be fair, there's one camera from the BBC, one camera from your...
No, you listen to me for a second. You have no right whatsoever to say what and what isn't a religion. The Constitution of the United States of America guarantees one's right to practice and believe freely in this country. And the definition of religion is very clear, and it's not defined by John Sweeney. And for you to repeatedly refer to my faith in those terms is so derogatory, so offensive, and so bigoted, and the reason you keep repeating it is because you wanted to get a reaction like you're getting right now. Well, buddy, you got it. Right here, right now. I'm angry. Real angry.
Very good.
So we're done, because if you use that term one more time to describe my religion...
We're not done, because...
I can't be responsible for my actions.
Now, my friend,
so,
it is
John,
your turn to listen
goodbye.
to... No, it's your turn to listen to me. I'm a British subject, not an American citizen, and in my country we have a freedom of speech. I have a right to report that. I've got a right to report that, Tommy.
There we are, Sandy. You say the Scientologists kept interrupting, as we saw there, but did they actually sit down and give you a formal interview?
Yeah, they did. Over a day and a half, they wanted to talk to Anne Archer, to Kirstie Alley, to an actress called Leah Remini, to other celebrities and sports players, because they believe that they have the tech, as they call it, to unlock the negativity in your mind, to help you achieve, to drive out the negativity from past lives and also from alien beings who were exiled to here 75 million years ago. And once you're in that state of clear, you can really, really progress. So, yeah, they lined them all up, one after the other. They talked about what it meant to them. They were convincing. They were strong. Kirstie Alley, in particular, was very persuasive. John then said, well, look, why is it that some people say it's a sinister cult and that people are brainwashed, which is not an allegation we've made. I don't think Scientologists watching this at the UK, I don't want them to think that I think they've been brainwashed. Anyway, the interviews went on 3 or 4 days before transmission. Solicitors letters from California, we don't want to be in the movie. So which we've had to withdraw them under US law. So in a sense, their attempt to balance the film, which is what I wanted as the editor, they've shot themselves in the foot, and that's had to come out.
And is it a balanced film? I mean, it's not more heat than light, is it? Because there's so much passion involved from the two of them.
There's a fair amount of heat, as you've seen. It doesn't claim to be the definitive Scientology film. We may have to do that another time.
OK. Thanks
Sandy,
very much,
thank you very
Sandy,
much
for coming in.